All right, well, each year the Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada help thousands of children by giving them a safe place to develop confidence and, of course, skills for life. Joining us now here this morning is Leo Barbe, who will be speaking to kids in Toronto this week at the National Youth Conference. Good morning, Leo. Thank you so much for joining us.
Well, thank you for having me today.
Take us back a little bit about what your experience is, because you're a victim of violence.
I am, yes. About 2007 at 21. I kind of felt like everything in my life was going well. I went to a trip to Montreal and found myself in an alleyway with a youth holding a gun. You know, kind of like a scene from a movie, asking me if I had a cigarette. I told him I didn't smoke, kept on my way, and you know, he brought out the gun, cocked it back, and said, "Good, I wasn't asking for your money." And you know, as things progressed, I thought, okay, he's not going to do it, he's not going to do it. And before I knew it, we were face to face. We had a brief scuffle. Shot me in the stomach as we dropped to the ground, and I guess he tried to finish the job, as they say, missed me, hit me in the back close to my neck, and left me there for about an hour, bleeding to death. Luckily, a morning mailman found me on his morning route, performed CPR, and saved my life.
Wow. Amazing. So your life has been drastically altered by a moment of violence that you weren't involved with gangs.
No, regular kid, regular household, yeah, definitely.
Right. So now you've made a life-changing decision by helping others. How did you get involved with this group? With
the Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada. I was actually asked by their program director. They heard through the grapevine about my youth organization and said, you know, Leo's message about emotional intelligence, about how to understand your emotions to make your decisions, was really something that resonated with their youth conference, their national youth conference, with the hourglass, how to manage their time. Kids nowadays have so much stress at home, school, and community, and how do they stay sane? How do they stay kids? How do they live their life and make proper decisions? And you know, my experience and my message with Think, Don't Shoot really worked perfectly with the Boys and Girls Clubs youth conference and their message, and you know, we kind of had that perfect fit.
So they are receptive?
Very much, yeah. The kids, it's unbelievable. The kids in the inner cities that, you know, see violence on a day-to-day basis, to the kids that come from a beautiful home with great support system, they both really see the importance of making proper decisions and understanding the emotions that drive them to make those decisions.
How do you reach out? I mean, gang violence is a problem in the urban centers. Toronto, Vancouver seen an increase in gang crime. How do you reach out to those young kids who are recruited from a young age, and they have a tough time making the decision of what way to go? How do you reach out to them?
I guess those youth are the most difficult to reach, right? I provide a lot of workshops and presentations to schools across the GTA and here in Toronto, and really just providing a voice and someone to listen is a great way to just understand where they are in their lives. And a lot, that's what's missing in a lot of schools nowadays, is there's so much focused on curriculum that they don't have a lot of focus on who are you as a person, how are you feeling today, what are the obstacles that you have today. And just in listening and providing the open door, it'll blow your mind as how open these kids are to tell you what's wrong.
But you know, gangs, for example, I've just come back from Winnipeg, the situation there, decent kids go to school and they're immediately under pressure from people. You can earn $9 an hour somewhere, we can give you $50 an hour, $100 an hour, and you have prestige and people will fear you and respect you. The temptation
as far as
there is
turning
massive.
to crime and things.
Gangs and the support of gangs and the protection of gangs. It's very difficult for a kid to resist that.
It is, but it's also important for kids to understand the lifestyle that they're getting into. A lot of people think that thugs or a gangster is a lifestyle that they want to get into, but it's important to understand that a thug or a gangster is an individual that cannot make it for themselves. So they use violence and intimidation to take it from those who have or been able to make it for themselves. And understand that, be that youth to make it for yourself. Don't be that youth to use violence and intimidation to take it from others.
So if a parent is watching now with their youngster, teen, what's the message that you want to get out, and how do they get information to their child or get information from you?
Well, it's important to understand that 99% of the time, youth are making decisions based off their emotions. I feel a certain way, I'm going to react and make a decision based off that. So it's important for kids to understand why they feel a certain way. Positive self-talk is huge nowadays. When you're in the morning brushing your teeth, like you guys did this morning, how are you talking to yourself? What are you saying to yourself this morning? It's important that kids start that process, start to plant that seed. oh, I do talk to myself. What do I say? Is it important what I say to myself? And starting that process early is very important.
And of course, it's important for parents to be involved. And be structured.
Ask questions. Leave open doors.
Yeah.
You know, my organization, you can find more information at thinkdontshoot.com. And just resources like my website, where you can go and find more information about what's out there and what can help you to communicate with your kids properly.
Quickly before we let you go, the meeting is with the Boys and Girls Club. The conference is this weekend?
It's this weekend. It happens from the 11th to the 14th, I believe. Okay. I'm one of the keynote speakers. I present on Friday the 13th to about 200 youth from across Canada. You know, Boys and Girls Clubs of Canada reached 700 different communities across Canada. So all those youth from all those different communities are coming to Toronto to really have new experiences, learn new techniques and skills that can really help them become good community leaders in their community.
Good for you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Giving back out of a negative situation. Thank you so much for joining us
Thank
this
you for
morning.
having me today.
All right, we're going to take a quick break here at the Roundtable. We'll be right back after this break. Thank you.